Disclaimer: I, Skully Draws, do not consider any Minecraft Five Nights at Freddy's roleplay series to be outdated and should not be considered as such, despite being an entry in the Roleplay Remake series. Thank you and enjoy. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, as long as you're a decent human being, it's Skully here, and I'd like to introduce to you, yes you, to a brand new series that I like to call Roleplay Remakes. Minecraft roleplays have been a staple in the community for over a decade now. Whether serious or silly, these series hold a special place in our hearts and will still be seen for many years to come. I remember initially watching these series on YouTube back in 2015, inspiring me to build my own pizzeria as a pocket edition using my old Amazon Fire tablet, which I also used to play the first few games of the series back when I first got into the franchise altogether. And what better way to start this series than with the start of what inspired this idea in the first place, considered one of the best, if not the best roleplay series of all time, My Nights at Freddy's. Originally created by Caveman Films and Ant Venom, My Nights at Freddy's follows Dan and Ant as they start their new jobs at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where fantasy and fun come to life. Over the course of the season, they slowly discover the truth of the animatronic mascots, and something, or someone, sinister lurks near. Now, I'd love to go more in-depth on the season, or just the series in general, but that's not what we're focusing on this video about. I'll probably make a retrospective on the series in the future, but in the meantime, here's some retrospectives by Aspestose and Lotodots. They just take the words right out of my mouth. Alright, here's the original layout for the season by the Iron Commander and then modified by Dan and Ant for the series. The only real differences between this and the layout from the first game is the L-shaped entrance next to the dining area, the secret room between the dining area and the security office, and of course the vents, which I guess aren't technically vents in the actual series, they're more like maintenance tunnels. As you can see, the tunnels actually reach over the dining area and back down between the lobby and the kitchen areas. The main entry points for these tunnels are in the security office, the kitchen, the lobby, the supply closet, and the storage room. Before you say anything about that storage room being a new room, that's the safe room. I'm not going to count that. And here's my updated layout. I've added quite a bit from the original to make it a bit more realistic and more like an actual animatronic chain restaurant like Showbiz Pizza Palace or Chuck E. Cheese. There's now two backstages behind the main stage in Pirate's Cove, a secondary supply closet next to the restrooms, a freezer and a storage room attached to the kitchen, a prize counter, and a manager's office. I've also reworked that secret room between the prize counter and the security office into a sealed-off party room. You know, a neat little nod to Into the Pit. Lastly, I manipulated the layout of the vents to make them more maze-like. Also, they're actually vents now. The main entry point for these vents this time are in the security office, the east hall corner, the storage room, the kitchen, the safe room, the lobby, the generator room, parts and service, the dining area, and then the supply closet. And there are also multiple exit points where they lead to the outside of the building, and there are also multiple points where they reach up, but they don't really go anywhere. Sort of like how the movie had those points where they just go up, but they don't really go anywhere. And the generator room does exist in the original layout. I just moved it to the other side of parts and service, made it bigger, and I added a hallway there. Here are the block measurements for the build if you want to do this yourself, since I genuinely want to see your interpretations of this layout. And I'll also put a CurseForge profile code in the description down below, so you can use the mod pack from this video for yourself. A couple of things to keep in mind is that it's not that user-friendly, as it has mods like Axiom and Replay, which take up a lot of RAM. It's only available for a week, so get it while you can. With all that being said, let's get building. Alright, welcome to my Knights of Freddy's remake. Right here we got a station wagon. Now I see Ant as a station wagon guy. No, just your run-of-the-mill everyman. And when we get back there, we're gonna see Dan's car. But as you can see, the outside is a lot different from the original. Instead of just the plain trees, we actually got some shops here. Because a pizzeria location like this would normally be in on the offset of town and not just in the middle of nowhere. A factory, that would make sense. Fun park, that would also make sense. But a normal pizzeria that kids go to, nah. But let's take a good look at the shops here. We got Smiles Servos Incorporated. We got Junior's, the bar, the police cruiser outside. We got that closed office building from the movie. We got a rare finds auction and Stan's Budget Tech. So obviously there's a lot of nods to Pizzeria Sim with this. And I wanted to show this street look, because I have framed blocks. So what I did, I used black concrete on a framed sign, and then yellow terracotta on a framed floorboard. So it creates that striped look that we are going to be getting official blocks for in 1.4 from what I've seen, but right now this is what I've got. And obviously the front is reminiscent of the movie, with the exception of the double door and the Chick E. Cheese style terracotta cubes, checker pattern right there with the posters of the characters. And we got the stars, like the movie would do. This is what it looked like without the, the axiom cubes in the way. Alright. And down here, we got the hours. They're closed Saturdays and Sundays, like it said in the original. And it's established location number 1987. I thought it was pretty neat. Now, obviously, it's currently closed for the night right now. We got the sign right here. Lamppost, not too much to worry about. And let's check the roof. So, I took a reference image from this news showing of a Chuck E. Cheese roof that was half collapsed in. So I just used what I could and made a pretty unique roof layout. At it past this point, it was unique in its own right, where I just had to use vent blocks and pipes to get that upper vent layout. And over here is the roof access, which goes down to parts and service, which I'll show you later. And so as you can see, since we have this security badge, it will let us through. I took inspiration from Unclear Puppet for this, and Thug Dog for this side wall design. And I got FNaF Pizza Sim posters strewn about, a couple of delivery vans, and of course the gate separating the trees, like the forest and the pizzeria. If you actually look, they're pretty close together. And I found a nice little shortcut to get trees to grow fast. I just changed the tick speed to make them grow faster, so it'll work out. We got the dumpsters here, and we got Dan's Dodge Ram, because I think it's Dodge Ram 1982, because Dan's a Texas man, he gotta drive a truck. Stereotypical, right? Of course, we got the shutter door that goes into the pizzeria itself. More designs, and over here we got a bit more over here as well. Not much, but honest work. You can't even make it to this part. It's closed off. Now, we got done with the outside. Without any further ado... Oh, wait. Never mind. I need to show you this facade I made in between the shops. Just to make it seem like, you know, there's more than meets the eye. But obviously, there isn't. Alright, let's go check out the pizzeria itself. Go through here. We are now in the entrance. So, the main things that I kept from the original were the arcade machines in the corner, the booths, like the seats there, giant pizza behind Dan, and this will have a doorway to the safe room. Now, as you can see, I've added a lot, such as these pinball machines, the TV in the corner, the speaker, this little photo thing where you can take a picture of Freddy and the gang. You got the Faz token package from the movie, as well as those tiny little signs to the side of it. You got the popcorn machine, cups. I got plushies and a mask. You got an actual computer and cash register, and you got the bobbleheads. And of course, you got the Freddy sign here. This is more like the movie there. I originally intended to have this say, like, the Showtime showroom, but I am not that great with Axiom. I just know the move stuff. I don't know how to make those text displays work well. I got a lot more trash cans this time around. So 1, 2, 3, 4 in the entrance. So yeah. Oh yeah, I did add those stars at the top. So it's sort of a mixture of the roleplay, FNaF 1, and the movie. You get the sign here as well. And a phone. And of course the light switches actually work. And as you can see, there is no camera in this room. Like the original roleplay, it just sticks to the main pizzeria layout from the first game. So any extra room I have in this location does not have a camera. Alright, we're here in the dining area. We got the animatronics here, Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica, and their movie variations. You get this neat little trick. I actually like how I did this. I might just do that for every build I do. Like normal pizzeria build. Obviously it would not fit with like Fazbear Frights or FNaF 4 build. But yeah, we got the stage here. You got a nice little breaker. You got the trees, the fan. Some dust from, you know, this building has been open for like a decade, so of course there's going to be some dust and grime in places. You got some booth tables here, with a TV. Same with over here, with these murals and starring posters. You got the order counter, with the movie menu. Of course, you got cutouts in each corner of the place. I made sure with this build I only did like one per character, like one of each character in every room if I chose to do every character, just so that there's, you know, not as much clutter. I didn't know you could sit in this as well, so that's pretty neat. Of course, you got the carousel with the controls right there. These foam mats over here and over by Pirates Cove, which we're going to check out. You can see Foxy peeking out the curtains there, so we're going to take a quick look at that. We got a lot of decorations from yet another FNaF mod. Actually, no, wait, this is from, the trees are from yet another FNaF mod, but the seagulls and the wave decorations are from, CS FNaF. And I just used the normal spruce bow with the chest. This is normal stuff. And these pipes here are to mimic that part from the movie where it moves Foxy towards the front when this curtain opens. We got the ball pit over here. You know, you got cubbies, you got the no shoes in the ball pit, got this backpack. Now you can just move. And you can't actually get into the ball pit from the sides because I had barrier blocks. Now it's closed off for a reason, and you all know the reason. Got this lost items poster. And we have the prize counter here. It's sort of like a mixture of Help Wanted in the movie. Like you got the Let's Eat contest prop, you got baskets from the movie, you get the hats from Help Wanted. You got a nice little ticket machine and a prize scale. And I use Axiom to make this prize sign, which is pretty neat. It's the MW prize sign, but I just like scaled it up and I rotated it just a tiny bit. I thought it looked really neat. And over here we got the arcade. Now in FNaF 1 there isn't a definitive arcade, but I would put it here. You know, because there's a lot of empty space in between this and parts of service. So I utilize the space. And there's a small space over here to hide in, Silvereye style. You know, you can hide from Foxy or Freddy, and the wires behind. And we got the tables here. Now this is just the movie. No, not the movie. This is just FNaF 1. Because there's not much change about that except for the Flossy Floss table toppers there and there. And what we're gonna check out next should be the restrooms. Now, I didn't really change much besides adding some decorations and some seats to sit on while you're waiting for the restroom. So, I think of all the rooms in this place, this would be the most like the game. I took reference for the inside of the restrooms from an actual Chuck E. Cheese, and they have these bulk machines to, you know, give you stuff. Now this hall is closed for maintenance purposes currently, and honestly there's not much different from this restroom and the men's, but obviously you're gonna have urinals. In the original roleplay, it was the she-male door and the he-she door, but I don't think pizzeria from the 80s viably would be that progressive. But we go in here, we got the restroom supply closet. I used to work at like a mall, and they always had these like back ways to get to the supply room. So I thought in a smaller location like this, it'd be a supply closet. And if we just move through this wall, what Reddit notification am I getting now? It's Mark's Theater. Alright. We got the safe room here. I've had a lot from the original, some decorations from Fredbear's, and of course the FNaF 2 pizzeria, which we do see in Minus Freddy's Origins. I've had a lot, like, we got a few Endo 2s, we got the puppet, and we got the spring bodysuit, with the original Golden Freddy and Burnt Freddy, which is just Ignited Freddy. Obviously some storage shelves, and computers and all that. And as you can see, there's mold growing in the corners from how just decrepit and closed off, how long this room's been closed off for. We got some water leaking from the ceiling, if you spotted that right there. a bunch of wires hanging from the ceiling. Now, wires hanging from the ceiling, common, you're gonna see a lot. But if we go through, and now if we go through here, we end up in parts and service. It's like a mixture of the movie and FNaF 1. You got the torture chair and the head, but you keep the table with the endo and the bunny head. You got this small little space for that mannequin heads, just spare projects. And you got Shadow, Freddy, and Sparky from the movie. You got this upper storage area for parts, and you got the Ella animatronic there. And as you can see, we got the roof access here, which does lead to the roof. I will say that when you do want to go up to the roof, you gotta crouch when you go up, just because of how close the blocks are together. Alright, we go through here. We have the employee hallway. Now, this is just meant to connect the backstage, parts of service, and what we're going to check out next, generator room. Obviously, we have the generator and the reset all animatronics lever from the original, and I added the servers, which the camera systems are backed up on. It also powers the animatronics and keeps hold of those animatronic Showtime programs in them. Now, in the stage, there is these charging pads for their lithium cells, which gives them limited range to roam free. You know, just quote the movie there. And if we go through here, we got the backstage. Now, it's sort of split in half there, because one half is storage. We got battery, we got that sign from Pizzeria Sim. Spare cutouts, decorations. And the other half is a employee break room area. You know, you got a VCR to watch your movies while you're eating. You got a clocking machine. You got lockers for personal belongings, mini fridge, coffee machine, file cabinets, records, stuff like that. No, not much going on. Now we're gonna check out the kitchen. Now, the only reference we could really take from the kitchen is Into the Pit and the movie. So I did a mixture of both with the fan, the fryers, and you got the Faz ovens there. The only addition that isn't from either of those is, of course, the blood hole, the meat grinder. You got these hooks here to hang the meats. And unlike the original, we have a place to hang the meats. Here we have the freezer. And of course, got the meat stored here. There's some blood from the really old meat. Don't eat it. And back here we have the storage area. Here we got these trash bags in a cart. I've been into a lot of places and they usually carry them in carts, so thought I'd add that little detail. You always got these keep door closed after dark signs at places you work at, so. And this room is intended for both kitchen storage and prize storage, since there's a definitive room for prize storage. If I were to make a FNaF 1 location, like not necessarily a roleplay map or anything, I would make the prize storage where the secret room is, where I'm gonna show you that room. But if I were to have a prize storage room, it'd be replace that, and then it'd just be FNaF 1. Here we got the East Hall, very much like the movie. A bit of detail with the shelves and the monitors on it, instead of them being on the floor most of the time. You got these little security signs there. just to show people where security is. Now, of course, this is employees only, this area. On here, we got the security office. Now, this is the most unchanged room. The front is the most like the game. We got the phone here. We have a coffee machine, movie references with the Balloon Boy figurine and the Nebraska poster. And yeah. We got the West Hall here. I would say, not much is in the West Hall. I did have to add a bit of flair with the posters and the shelves and whatnot, because besides the West Hall corner, this area is pretty bare. On here, we get this normal supply closet. We got the wet floor signs, sanitation station, just overall what you expect in supply closets. And here we have the manager's office. We got Henry Emley's desk with the recorder, the toolbox, and the battery. And as you can see, he has the modern bobbleheads and the Fredbear cutout. That's the suit that he wore. And over here, we have William Haftons. He's the businessman. He's got papers lined up in documents. We got the Spring Bonnie cutout, the suit that he wears. And we got Michael's mask. And of course, the Fredbear and Spring Bonnie bobbleheads. I sort of made it to where Henry is in the now. And William looks towards the past. Reminiscing on good times. Lockers, there's really anything in those at all. And I've been some manager's offices before. They also have a mini fridge and a coffee machine for themselves. And I believe the last one to show you is through this wall. Yeah, I sort of as I said before, this is a redesigned to be a party room. You have posters of the characters on the wall instead of the heads, and the Celebrate poster is on the floor here. Skulls, blood, and dust. TV, but yeah. And as I said before, if I wanted to switch this to FNaF 1 location, I would just change this into a prize storage room with a hole for the hatch. But yeah, I have to say that's pretty much it, aside from the vent layouts I want to show you. As you can see, they wrap around the entire building. Now, the vents are sort of divided in half on this side, half on the other side of the building. And they all have these points where they reach up like the movies do, but they don't really go anywhere, as I said before. This is just the window to the front. Alright, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you liked it, then please like and subscribe. It's free, and you can always change your mind later. Also check to make sure that restricted mode is off, because it may prohibit you from seeing some of my future videos. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!